arose again at 0400 today, and we arose in a sticky and clammy situation. Our bed and our trailer certainly were fairly humid last night, but that is the way of things in this part of the world. There was some great screaming from the bush babies again last night, but otherwise I slept very well. Unfortunately, Kirsten did not, nor has she had any sugar this morning, which means that I'm going to need to watch my P's and Q's quite carefully. We're on our way to the Duku, what's it called?
I bought the map.
Dukudoza. I think it's the Dukudoza gate. It is the map. These are all the parks of KwaZulu-Natal where we find ourselves. It is on the next map. There we go. That is the Dukuduku gate. Here, Dukuduku, I don't know what that is. I should probably find out. We're going towards is it?
I don't know.
Dukuduku. It probably is a bird. We're on our way there, and we're going to head up on the western shores. We're on our way into the Dukuduku gate. We're going to go up the western shores of Lake St. Lucia or Santa Lucia, depending on where you're from. I'm hoping for flamingos. I'm really hoping for an elephant and a number of exotic birds and a happy wife. A wife who is happy. What could anyone else want? What could anyone want else than that? She's looking happy now, but when she pushes the little red button to turn that thing off, this sighting is not so much about the zebras and the fact that they're showing us their very substantial and very attractive bottoms. My complaint has to do with the inordinate amount of money that one has to pay in order to get what is known as a fluid head for filming. Now, when I started off attempting to purchase my own equipment for this purpose, our own equipment I should say, before I get myself into trouble, I thought that, you know, you could probably pick one up for maybe a couple £1,000. It turns out that a really good fluid head can cost you in excess of R100,000, which is, well, let's say give or take $8,000, and you can spend even more than that. Now, not many people have that sort of spare cash lying around, and I certainly don't and didn't back then. And so I bought this cheaper version, which I thought would allow me to do some smooth panning. I'll give you one small piece of advice if you're ever going to take up filmmaking. Spend your savings on a good fluid head. You won't regret it, like I have regretted many of my purchases in my attempts to create a smooth pan and tilt. We are now going to go through an adventurous piece of water. What a pong. Here we have what my wife refers to as a duck that has swallowed an umbrella. I personally cannot see what on earth she's talking about.
The little yellow piece on top is its beak, and then the red and black is the umbrella.
Oh, I see, okay.
It's quite obvious. and now you won't be able to unsee it.
I'm pretty sure I will. This chap's getting some nice food. This one is tricksy in its desire to move and speed around. There we are. That's a nice, smooth, sedate stalk for the stalk. That's it. A bit of light on him. And let him go. Walk. Walk, stalk. Out of frame. That's it. Goodbye. Keep going. Ah, well done. I am currently engaging in some very tricky filming of a dung beetle. He's not doing anything though. I think that it's important when one is attempting to make wildlife films to make sure that one has sufficient food in one's belly so that one doesn't become extremely frustrated and fling one's camera into the wilderness. We are now trying to get into a position to see some giraffes. We're hoping they're all going to go to the left-hand side of the road where the light is good and my camera is situated. There they are. Oh, that's nice. Keep going. Okay, that's fine. Let's get right in on its head. A nice long shot of them, that one underneath the tree there. I wonder if I can get it. Our giraffe, as with most wild animals, are not being particularly aware of where the lens is, where the good light is, or the difficulties that those of us trying to capture them are facing. And so they are wandering into the shade, away from us, towards us, and then out of sight and out of view, and then back in again briefly, just in time to disappear again as I get the camera ready and on them. There is a great case in point. A giraffe that has gone into a thick, beautiful forest, but behind far too much bush for me to be able to take a good picture of it. That's gone. Here is Curious George the giraffe. Curious George is coming to see us. Or he was, until I said that he would. There we are. Now it's got an itchy eye, which it is going to attempt to scratch with something akin to a carving knife. That would strike me as a particularly stupid thing to do. You must have extreme confidence in your ability to judge precisely how you move your head. This is a lady giraffe, not a boy giraffe, so she's beautifying herself for the December social that goes on this time of the year. The young teenage giraffes gather. Well, what's quite nice about giraffes during this time of COVID is that they spend quite a lot of time in contact, but only in visual contact. So, unlike their human counterparts, they social distance by default. We have arrived at a very attractive spot called Charters Creek, where you may launch your boat, you may fish, you may use a wheelchair and eat a picnic. As far as picnic facilities go, however, not so many. Just some broken down benches, but a lovely view. And so here we will have our breakfast.
Lila, I sing this song for you. You're beautiful, even when you're down. You know this, and never talk yourself out of it. Lila, it's all inside your head. Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So let your light shine without holding it in. Love yourself and don't give in. And when you feel the harmony, smile with the sons of the galaxies.
The wind obviously blew quite strongly. Do you think there was so much water on top that it collapsed? This is all wet.
Do you not think the monkeys came in here? Look where all our stuff is.
I think the wind and the weight of the water did this. This is a...
They're quite malleable.
Thanks, Rob.
Sorry, Rob.
I would say that this evening has been poor, and it's got worse on our arrival back to camp. We went for a meal, and meal is a very strong term for what it was, at a very fancied restaurant in town, in Santa Lucia. There were some Italians there, and that was the only interesting thing about it. I had a vegetarian burger made of mushrooms. It consisted of 4 tiny mushrooms. It was supposed to have creme fraiche on it. The creme fraiche tasted like blue cheese that had been left out since sometime in the Middle Dark Ages. Also, I bit into a cherry tomato because I took the vegetable option rather than the chips, and the tomato tasted like it had passed through the alimentary canal of a particularly ill catfish. I spat it out immediately into the plate. And then we ordered ice cream and chocolate sauce, which I ate for some reason. I don't know why. I feel sick now. And I feel even more sickened by my return to camp to find that the storm has destroyed our camp, and furthermore, it is going to necessitate yet another discussion with my father-in-law, which goes something along the lines of, Rob, I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, but